Today we're looking at a contender for one of the best flicker decks. I think normally people would use the Yorion flicker. Commander comes in, flickers everything on your field, and it comes back in. Yorion is still probably stronger, but this is just an alternate way to do it. Kykar combines a bit of that and a bit of, what have we got? Displace a Kitten. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you exile up to one non-land permanent you control and return that to the card, to the battlefield under its control. This is obviously Displace a Kitten's better because this can target a non-land permanent. Sorry, there's so many words on the screen, my head's actually going to explode. But Kykar, when you cast a non-creature spell, you can only choose to exile another creature, and then that comes in. So there's a lot of variations of this, so just be wary. There's some flicker that comes in immediately. There's some flicker that comes in at the end of the turn. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you can also choose to create a 1/1 spirit. We're not going to be focusing on that element of this card, because I just don't think that is as good as the original Kykar, which is just supreme in every other way. Obviously, if you have the original Kykar, slide this Kykar into it, and then you have two really nice pieces that work together. But yeah, this is an ETB deck with flicker capabilities. So we have all of the usual suspects that really help ETBs. Panamonican. We obviously have Displace a Kitten, Thassa. We have Alashnorn, Mother of Machines, W triggers, Virtue of Knowledge, W triggers. And then what will we be doubling? Some really cool things. Cloud Blazer lets you gain life, draw cards. Elite Guard Mage, which is like the baby version of that. And then we get some of my fancy things I don't think many people think of, which is like Shirai comes in. It stuns something, and then whenever you stun something, you draw a card. This is really handy and really quite annoying for the opponent because it just slows down their biggest attacker if they have any, which is really nice. We have Extraordinary Journey. When it comes in, exile X creatures, and then for each of those cards, it's only play it for as long as it remains exiled. So it's like a delayed effect. But then whenever one or more non-token creatures enter, if one or more of them entered from exile, or you cast from exile, you draw a card. So this works with your flicker stuff really nicely. A bit more synergy to go on there. And then we have Mirror Room as well, which is kind of fancy. Whenever you unlock this door, create a token as a copy of target creature you control, except it's a reflection in addition to its other types. That's lovely. And then 7 mana, if a triggered ability of a permanent triggers, it does it another time. So this is basically another Panamonican, which is, it's just crazy now how many Panamonican effects there are. It can just get out of hand. So yeah, put in your favorite ETB stuff. Reflector Mage is really nice. Obscure Polymorphist, just bouncing, exiling, drawing, all sorts of annoying things your opponent's going to find tricky to deal with. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this one. It's pretty fun. It didn't feel immensely powerful because Kykar plus other spell is very slow. You can average like four mana for this, and then 3 to 4 mana to synergize with this as well. And you need other things to set it up. It's a lot of setup because you need this another creature and a non-creature spell. It's a very slow deck really to really get going. But once you get going, it's going to be pretty fun. So keep that in mind. It can be quite difficult to survive, especially if you play on a weekend. Playing on a weekend, all the opponents will be using powerful decks, so keep that in mind. Alright, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, facing Galadriel. Facing this one quite a bit today. So what a strange matchup. Can't figure out why the algorithm would give us that twice, but unless we're using a lot of the same things, which I don't feel like there's much crossover. Their deck cares about scrying, ours cares about flickering. Scrying one, that's nowhere near as good as the Seville one, but interesting. They're not going to do anything at all. Weird. It's going to be one of those players who just kind of, you know what, I'm going to be really aggressive. You can kind of try and punish people like this that just don't want to play anything proactively by just playing random creatures out. They're going to mana drain. You know what? The timing of that is beautiful because that means they don't get the bonus now. And they're completely tapped out. Oh, they get it in the next... beginning of your next main phase. Oh, they did. Oh, they do, don't they? Because they did it at the end step, which is after the main. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Sometimes people do it before their second main phase, and then you'll get a... I've just seen it before where people do this and they don't get the bonus. I guess it's because they're tapped out. They don't have much mana to use or anything else. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Alright, that could have been a lot worse. The ring goes south. The ring tempts you, then reveal cards to reveal X lands or X number of legendary creatures. Put those on. Wow, that's expensive for that ability. Let's go for Cloud Blazer. Because if we... Yeah, it's tempting to go for the Warhand or something just to get ramp up, but I just feel like playing something like this is a good setup for the following turns, because now they're probably thinking, do we get rid of this or do we get rid of this? Scoot Swarm. Well, we have flyers, I suppose. There's a Scry. Wow, Scoot Swarm in that deck is pretty damn good. I see why Crystal Grotto's in here, because the Scry, right? It makes sense. Oh no, Time Warp. But the Fabled Passage shuffles that away. Oh, thank goodness. I think the Day of Judgment's looking pretty good. I'm actually really tempted. Sylvan Tutor. What's it going to be? Crater Hoof? If they choose Crater Hoof, then I have to use Day of Judgment. Okay. That is not what I expected to see. Okay. Stifle. Not sure what to do now. Can use Extraordinary Journey on Kykar and then board wipe. How much mana is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah? I think so. Set value for X. 1. Oh no, we can't, can we? Because X, you have to pay 4. I don't really like the idea of losing all my stuff. Oh dear. I guess we can start building up again afterwards, can't we? But... Alright then, let's just try and blow up the field. I guess the Cloud Blazer will come back. But we just really have to do it due to the fact they have the Scoot Swarm, basically. It's not ideal, but... saving one thing is good, and we get to draw 2 more cards. And we have a Thassa. Yeah, I think that was really nice. I was really expecting to see Crater Hoof being chosen on top, but... To think this is 3 power as well. Like, we can even just attack in with a random 3-1 that's given us some value. They've got 2 mana up. 1, 2, 3, 4. If this gets countered, we can use the Cavalier on the Galadriel, I suppose. I mean, we still can, can't we, actually? And they might be in 2 minds about what to do. Yeah, fair. Oh my god, that's in the format. Oh, I need to unlock this. Rapid Hybridization, that's so good. Damn, I keep forgetting that's actually in the format. Cool, well, we won. Let's see how we go. I like having a Stifle in this hand because they're playing Jund, and they're probably going to have a load of fetch lands. Let's see how we get on. Tarmogoyfs. Tarmogoyf Tribal. Kami of Bamboo Groves. That's definitely not what we want to see. Because it just lets them ramp so fast. Mishra's research desk. Okay. Man, it's such an aggressive format. But there we go. I kind of know that going in, right? This card alone is a contributor to that. It's just so much stronger than Alana or Elves. Because you don't have to tap it to use it. It comes in instantly. Exile the top two. They can play one until end of turn. Or end of the next turn. Okay. We probably could have countered that, couldn't we, if we wanted to? Oh, they've got a Scalding Tarn. Might be a good idea to stifle that. Depending on when they decide to crack it, though. Don't think I want another land there. Let's just bounce it. Slow him down a bit. Essence Flux with Skyclave is actually really nice. Sadly, it doesn't hit the commander. But you know what? Let's just stifle their Scalding Tarn here. This does mean they're not going to get Disa in their turn. So we've basically cancelled out Kalmi of Bamboo Groves. It's a real shame to have another blue open for a counterspell. But we do have Skyclave Apparition with Essence Flux if we need to. Oh, they missed a land drop. Unless they play one from the hand and then play this Traverse to get a basic. Do they have a forest? They have a swamp. Ouch. Okay. I think we just pass back to them. We have to be very patient. Because we know we can't win the early game. We just don't have the pressure. They're very behind with basics, aren't they? Maybe countering that would have been good. They only had one forest. Four mana up. They're thinking about our blue mana. And so are we. Damn, they're just going to attack. Alright, I didn't even think of that line. Timeless Witness, wow. Jeez. Okay. Let's go for Kykar and then just keep him protected with the Essence Flux. It's very difficult to keep Kykar alive. But it doesn't really protect itself. Verdant Dread. Whenever this or another permanent named Verdant Dread enters Manifest Dread, conjure a card named Verdant Dread into the battlefield. Oh my goodness. That is quite frightening. Shigeki. We do have removal for it though. 2 mana Mythic. Jeez, 2 mana Mythics are scary. Now, if they don't try and kill the Kykar here, we're going to have double Skyclave Apparition. Which I think is pretty neat. Let's get rid of the Verdant Dread. I'm a bit worried about that card. Okay, so now I'm starting to see all the pieces come together. So I've got component A, Commander. Component B, Flicker Target. And component C, a card that flickers, but also flickers again when Kykar sees it. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Goyf. This is a very expensive deck to make if you do it in real life because, well, it was a pre-con, which is already expensive to start with, but all these special Tarmogoyf type or Goyf type cards are going to be quite expensive over time to get. And also in this digital format as well, you have to use a hell of a lot of wild cards to play this deck. Not a huge fan of tribal specific cards, especially this. There's not that many Lurgoyfs, so when you unlock this, you will have to invest a hell of a lot of wild cards into it. So it's not something that I'm very keen on making myself. No blocks. I think with our Kykar, we have to be super defensive as well, because we can't just willy-nilly go, oh yeah, let's do this and exile this and exile that, because they're going to have bigger and better stuff that we're going to have to think about, right? And also now they have Shigeki, which is going to be able to channel to bring back non-legendary cards. I like the stipulation that it says non-legend, because it does weaken the cards that can get back, but it is crazy the amount of loops you can do with this. There's a few different loops. And they're going to flip it into Necrogoyf. Being of each player's upkeep, player discards a card. Okay. We'll get rid of the ley line. How much mana? 5 mana, so we can't get rid of it conventionally. Why are they looking at this? Down to 13. I'm actually going to go for the Teferi here. Get a blocker. This doesn't have any evasion. Then let's look for another card that might be useful. That is very, very useful. So we can do a lot of cool things now. Yeah, they're discarding their own cards too, so I'm not that bothered about killing that yet. We can counter something horrendous like a casualties. We can kill something big. We can protect the Teferi by blocking the Necrogoyf with the Spirit. We're in a fairly decent position. They're going to go all in at Teferi, which is to be expected. So Teferi goes down to 1. They could have attacked in addition with the Restless Vents there, just to make sure, because this has Menace. Would have been quite annoying, but they're going to play the Shigeki. Again, I'm not that bothered about it. And they're going to pass. Well, let's try and kill this in their end step. We'll flicker this and try and exile the Shigeki. Now, we have left ourselves a little bit exposed here. It's because they kill the Skyclave Apparition. We're not going to get anything. But okay, fair enough then. It did feel a bit suspicious that they had all that mana up. But the Fateful Absence, does that come in and kill it or not? Or do they have further kill spells or... Wow, okay, they had the kill spells. Oh, yeah, so we did get a little bit burnt out there, didn't we? That does suck a bit. Okay, what should we do? Play Kykar. On tap. No artifact, please. No. Cancel that.
I've got some time tinkering to do.
Up to target. Okay. 0. Just tap that. And tap this.
And some think time only flows
Okay.
in one direction.
So, yeah, we're not in the greatest position. Oh, they're going to do that. So this is what they should have just done last turn, right? But I guess they wanted to save all the mana to kill 2 of our things. Kind of annoying. I guess we'll block this. And then we do lose the Teferi. But they're pretty close to death, you know. They've only got 10 life. And with 4 more card traps. Wow, that coming up from the graveyard would be kind of irritating. What's their end goal here? They're not going to be able to kill me in time. Oh, okay. I think we just attack. Oh dear. Alright. Go for Teferi. Get a spirit.
This isn't a fight you can
I
win.
think I'm also going to just tick up.
This
Oh
might be
dear,
a
I can
bad
hear my
idea.
little girl downstairs. She just hit her head on something. She's screaming like crazy. Oh, it really breaks your heart when you hear that stuff, you know. There's something... When you don't have kids, you don't really understand it. But then when you become a parent and you hear your kid cry, it's like one of the worst things ever, honestly. They're just so innocent, and she rolls around on the floor downstairs, and it's like, oh. And I just kind of want to run downstairs and see if she's okay. But mum's there. Just, oh, my heart breaks. All those weird things that's like ingrained into your mind as a dad or a mother. You hear your kid cry, it's suddenly like, oh god, I'm on alert now. I'm on high alert. It's weird, isn't it? The existence of intuition and stuff. It's like you don't even have to consciously. Well, maybe it's not the same for all parents, but interesting. So they're gonna kill that. Do we counter this? The issue with countering this is, can we flicker? Yeah, I will actually flicker it. Because now we've got more flyers, and we've got almost lethal, right? No, we do have lethal, because the rest is anchorage. I think we're fine, unless I've got a 1 red something they can do. They can't actually do anything in our turn, though, because it's Teferi. So we're good. Oh, that felt pretty tricky. I know we had pretty good superiority in there, but it just kind of felt like they had lots of tricky things to do. Everything wasn't quite apparent, you know. Putting stuff in the graveyard, getting them back. All the stuff seems to come back from the graveyard. Those two did. This thing can loop stuff around and around. This comes back from the graveyard. It's a very well-made deck, but I do think that... Oh my god, these are scary kills. They've got so many unique kill spells. Yeah, I do think if you want to make this, it's a lot of wild cards. That's the only downside. If you want to make this, it's probably a bit easier because we have a lot of stuff already crafted from previous Flicker builds. So that is one nice thing about having a new commander with similar abilities to older ones. Let's keep this because one of my favourite cards ever is in the hand. Fractured Identity. Love it. It's basically like a long-winded steal effect, but there's something very satisfying about it, and I don't know what it is. Like, you could just straight up use a steal effect, right? I think it's because steal effects can be a bit risky, because your opponent can sometimes get the stuff back. But I feel like Fractured Identity, the fact it exiles their thing, that's really powerful. And you can actually abuse this. Like, if you have Anointed Procession, which doubles the tokens you actually get 2 copies of something you exile from them. So it's something to think about. Displacer Kitten. Trust me, it's a great card. It's just a little bit slow right now. Okay. Sentinel's good. They are sadly going to get Galadriel next turn, but we can bounce her in our following turn. Unless I've got other ideas about the Sentinel here. I don't think I would have played Spelunking, to be honest. Mainly because it gives us a card. I think I would have just gone for Galadriel, to be honest. How curious. Breeding Pool and a Lana Rolls. Ugh. More mana. Guess we'll bounce one of them. Bounce this Lana Elves. Now, once Galadriel gets going, it's going to be tough to stop because a lot of lands that just scry when they come in. And, yeah, having used this commander, she's so good. Artwork is fantastic as well. Yeah, Spelunking makes all the tap lands come in untapped, which is pretty good. She's pretty big as well, considering she's not a combat specialist. She's bigger than this wizard. Elves are hench, I suppose. What are you going to do? Fight? The fact the land's coming untapped is bonkers because she says they come in tapped and this is untapped. So I guess that was the right move. But they're giving us cards. I can't really complain. Let's draw. Thassa. Yeah, I'll happily bounce it back to a hand. Slap them for 1. Okay, so next turn, if it's... Yeah, basically, if they play something big, we can steal it, right? With the Fractured Identity. Might not be that appealing to exile Galadriel, because she's only 3 mana. They also have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so... If they play something huge, we could potentially get it, like a Coma. That would have been awesome to get that. I guess she's not as threatening as other things. Like, she's not going to finish us off by herself, but the amount of mana that she helps you get in, that's the scary part. It's what's in the 99 that's a bit scarier. Okay, so there goes Esper Sentinel. Bit of a shame, but oh well. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're kind of a shame. We could just get the Reclamation Sage and blow up one of these. Or we go for Kykar. And then the next turn we can play Thassa and Dog, or Teferi and Dog, or something like that. Oh no. Okay, well that's something big. Yeah, we're not really equipped for this at the moment. That Lifecrafter's Bestiary is bonkers as well. It might be good to eventually get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could go for this. They've got their own Thassa. Oh no. Well, looks like our Fractured Identity has found itself a target. Although we have... okay. Well, luckily none of their things really work that well with Thassa right now, because Rex Sage doesn't do anything to us. Mystic Study. Oh, I guess we use that on the Thassa. Or is that kind of meh? They've got no ETBs. Like, this doesn't have an ETB either. I think we just go for our own Thassa. Because that's the issue, right? If we use Fractured Identity on this, we get something that is just going to go away. Ooh. Loran comes down. Damn. Let's just go for our own Thassa. It's going to be very grindy. Use this to bounce one of their creatures, I guess. Who knows what could happen? They've got blue. Could be River's Rebuke. But yeah, once we start seeing scary ETB stuff, then I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake not to get rid of this. It would have been one for us, one for them, but then ours would be useless. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have a dead card. Certainly a grindy one. Simic versus Azorius. Can we gain advantage? I feel like they've just got some scary stuff in their hand, and we're not going to be able to deal with all of it, obviously. They do seem to love Galadriel, though. They're not very keen about casting this, are they? Oh, I guess they can. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. You control 7 or more lands. Oh boy. This is... You look at the top card library anytime. You may play lands and cast creatures and enchantments. So this is Buzz Citadel. Sort of. Mana drain. Okay. I think we have to kill this. And we may actually have an edge now. I'm pretty sure we have an edge because we just drew a mana drain. And Loran's going to come in again. And it's going to destroy the Lifecrafter's Bestiary. We just have to slow them down massively now. Okay, getting a 2-for-1 with that is pretty brutal, I have to admit. It would have been nice to have stolen this. However, we don't have the resources to do everything. Having one counterspell does make me feel a lot more confident too from any kind of game-ending cards. Utopia Sprawl. I feel like I'm expecting more than it's happening. They're not doing anything too crazy, but it's not to say that won't be happening, you know. They don't have a single ETB trigger with Thassa as well. Oh god, it's not even the right Thassa, is it? Oh my goodness. It's a completely different Thassa. Yep. Yeah, I'm an idiot. It's a completely different Thassa, and I was thinking it was the same one as ours. Oh, the art was... See, I was thinking that we had an alternate artwork version of that card, but it isn't. It's literally the first Theros one, and we have Theros too. My apologies. Well, luckily it didn't really make a difference anyway, because let's say, in hindsight, we did steal this. What would it have really done? Give one of our guys unblockable? I think we did the right thing, actually. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.